UT Chattanooga to the first round. Hey, where is...
How about that? And we wasted our time watching him thinking he'd be at 104 maybe.
I mean, from where I'm sitting, that looked like he was having a good old time at Belichick's expense. Wow. Kevin Wiles, what did you make of that?
What? For the record, Sean McVay, who, and Les Snead, who are you to laugh at the greatest coach, the greatest decision maker of all time? Do you think this would happen in any other industry all throughout history? Do you think there was anybody who had a little success on the piano, heard a Beethoven sonata, and just turned like, you see what Beethoven just made? Boo! Do you think there'd be a low-level developer in Silicon Valley? Maybe they made Angry Birds, had a little bit of success, and they heard about Steve Jobs' iPhone. Oh, a phone in your pocket that you can treat like a computer. Maybe you should have a little bit of respect for the greatest of all time. And there's some unknowns, Nick. I get it. I don't know who Cole Strange is going to be. Maybe he's going to be like Logan Mankins. Maybe he'll be like Joe Thuney. Maybe, heck, the last guy from Chattanooga turned out to be a Hall of Famer, T.O. So maybe, just how we just sometimes had Edelman play defense, maybe Cole Strange will line up in the slot, catch a few balls. I don't know. Because Belichick likes to develop guys, likes to turn them loose. That's part of the Patriot way. But I thought it was wildly insulting for the Rams, who have got their Super Bowl, God bless them, on the backs of other people's draft picks and other people's development and stars that they've brought in. They had to trade away their big draft pick because they didn't get it right after he lost the Super Bowl and scored 3 points against a Bill Belichick. That you would have the audacity to just go and just laugh at the icon of your sport. Now, they are the Super Bowl champions. They deserve some respect. But they're going to try to repeat. And if you are just laughing at the greatest of all time, do I think you're locked in? No. I think you're feeling yourself a little bit too much up there doing a comedy routine, literally trying to get laughs when everybody else is focused. And, Nick, you're a student of the game. What's the last team to repeat as Super Bowl champions? It doesn't take much long to figure that one out. It's Bill Belichick. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So I thought it was also funny for different reasons. I thought the amount of hubris oozing out of the Rams is not a good sign moving forward. Cole Strange, future All-Pro, meanwhile.
Okay.
So
can I? Okay.
I thought it was funny.
A few things. While Wildes was talking, you know what what came into my head? A great line from Tony Soprano in one of the final seasons of The Sopranos, when he turns to Paulie and says, "Remember when is the lowest form of conversation." And that's what the great Bill Belichick has to hang his hat on. Remember when I knew how to draft. Remember when I was good at this. So listen, I don't know enough about European composers to tell you if Beethoven went through an 8-year drought of terrible symphonies. But if he did, then maybe a young Mozart would laugh at him. I'm not certain. Here's what I do know. When I saw that my Chiefs made a trade in the draft, I was a little nervous, like, oh, who'd they trade with? And then I saw it was with the Patriots, and I'm like, oh, yes!
Get out of town.
Just like when I'm playing cards and one of Brew's buddies at the table, I'm like, oh, I get to play with the sucker at the table. Yes! Sorry, Brew's buddy. This is great. This is great. You want to be doing business on draft day with the Patriots. And I understand that you think they nailed the Mac Jones pick. The book is still out on that. But let's just go through what the Patriots have done at the top of the draft the last few years. Not All-Pro, not an All-Pro, a Pro Bowl alternate is what he was. But let's just go through
I got ahead of myself. That's this year.
In 2020, Brew, they tried to do the same thing. We're going to trade down, and we're going to draft a small school guy that no one has in their top 100, Kyle Duggar from Lenore Ryan. Everyone will think we're so smart until they actually have, he's got a, what? Oh, you think they'd redo that pick? Do that again. Okay. What about 2019 when they draft N'Keal Harry with Deebo Samuel and A.J. Brown as the next 2 wide receivers off the board? Or what about in 2018 when they pass on Lamar Jackson twice, at one point pass on him for a Georgia running back?
Everyone passed on him. Stop with the Lamar Jackson stuff.
Okay.
Everyone passed on Lamar Jackson, not
fine.
just the Patriots.
Okay, here's what everyone didn't do. You know what? Fair enough. The Patriots were one of only 2 teams to pass on him twice, but that's fine. But here's what every team didn't do. They didn't say, we're going to draft a Georgia running back in the first round and then take the wrong one. There's only 2 Georgia running backs to choose from. Nick Chubb, Sony Michel. Oh, we'll go Sony Michel. They've been terrible at this, Brew, for 7 years. Last Pro Bowler they drafted that was a Pro Bowler when he made with the Patriots before Mac Jones got gifted into it was Jamie Collins, 2013.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'd be laughing at him, too.
Went to the Pro Bowl.
I'd be laughing at him, too.
Wilds.
You're terrible draft history.
He's right. He's right. And look, I'm with you. Belichick's the GOAT. Yeah, but here's the problem. This isn't boxing. And Belichick's not an athlete. He can't do anything about this if he doesn't have the players. And we know the one player he definitely doesn't have is Tom Brady. And we know what his record is without the great Tom Brady. 9 years he's coached without Brady. Only twice did he make the playoffs. 2-7. Only 1 playoff victory without Brady. So Belichick, yes, this the GOAT. Was this disrespectful? Sure. But it's a disrespectful business. It just is. I mean, you brought up Beethoven and some other people. But look, in the world of sports, this happens. Jerry Jones fired the great Tom Landry and then in 4 years won more Super Bowls than Landry won in 29. Jeff Van Gundy called Phil Jackson Big Chief Triangle after Jackson had won 4 championships during one of their playoff series. So it happens in sports. And look, the Rams are rolling. I'm with you. It's going to be hard to repeat. But
they're not
the
rolling.
Patriots,
they
Wilds,
rolled once.
They're the third
it was
best
one
team
revolution.
in their division.
It was whoop, Super Bowl.
Okay, that's fair. Okay. But the Patriots are the third best team in the third best division in the AFC. It ain't going to get much better in New England.
Do we start playing the games? I'm sorry, Jenna. I thought the USFL was going. I didn't realize the NFL had started. The AFC East has already played out, and people are writing off the best coach of all time. And, by the way, a rookie who went to the Pro Bowl. So I don't know how deep we need to go back into Bill Belichick's draft history. Oh, yes, I do. 1 year where the quarterback, when all these, Zach Wilson, oh my goodness, and Trevor Lawrence has got a huge neck, and Trey Lance, who can kick it on the field because another guy that Bill Belichick drafted is stopping him. But only one guy was over there at the Pro Bowl hitting the gritty, Jenna. That was Mac Jones, baby goat. You're two.
Did you just try the gritty?
Belichick might get
Did Wild just try the gritty?
Belichick might get the last lap tonight because the Rams have 8 picks starting with
Can't do it
104th
seated.
overall. Big Bell.